Good morning, welcome back to the weekly khud. It is 12th March 2023, 8:58 am, and primarily the things that I want to cover in today's vlog. Three main points: human course, character building. I want to talk about Adriene, which is this beautiful YouTube channel. I don't know why I did not find it earlier. And Endful Engines instead of Endless Engines. I bought the human course by CG Cookie, and it's by far the most expensive course I have bought. I bought it on, I think, Monday in the night after coming back from gym. 7,680 something rupees, around $90. A few things I was bothered by about the courses. One is that I bought it from Blender Market, so they just give you videos to download and then open files to download, and then you have to view those videos in VLC in your system, which in contrast, if there was like an interface that we could get access to like CG Boost does, where you can just watch videos, stream them online and have comments and everything underneath, that's much nicer. Maybe when you take a CG Cookie subscription, then they give you some form of interface, but you're taking from Blender Market, you just get the videos directly. And the other thing which kind of concerned me is that there aren't videos of the human from the top to the bottom, so it's just the face, primarily the head, and up until here, so like a portrait kind of thing, which is fine because I'm going to use this course only for like highly exceptionally detailed things, like especially like cloth and the details of the skin and stuff like those, like materials and stuff, because for everything else I have figured this beautiful channel out. Adriene, I don't know what her name is. Her videos are so amazing. Like, she's now posting like very frequently, but there's this one video here, the head one, which sculpting head planes tutorial. The head tutorial, there's an entire series she's done, body, then she's also done retopology. I'm like, wow, this is such a beautiful channel. If only I knew about this earlier, I wouldn't have bought the course. But anyway, I'm not regretting buying the course now. It's completely alright. I'm gonna make use of it, as I said, in the detailing part of things. To get started, I have to follow along videos on this channel and I should be good to go. Now, Endful Engines, I really wanted to do the submission for Endless Engines, and I had also even done a lot of referencing and things like those. Yesterday morning, I got this realization I have to choose from one of the two parts. Either have YouTube videos start on the channel on this week, or take the entire weekend and the next 2-3 days, because Wednesday is the deadline for Endless Engines, and do the challenge. Then I realized to myself there is a lot that I have to still learn about character building and creation, and I really want to take this seriously to the point that I want to become a professional 3D artist who is specialized in portraiture and making characters in 3D. I don't want to just rush with a model which looks kind of like Krishna and kind of like Arjuna, because they are the two protagonists who are going to be the center of attraction of the entire scene. Not the chariots, not the horses, not the environment. Of course, all of them are going to contribute to the scene, but the focal point is going to be Krishna and Arjuna. So I want those two characters and those two models to be as realistic and as appropriate as possible, which is not going to happen in the next 5 days or so. So I have decided to not go down that route and not do the submission. However, I will definitely once I get a hang of character creation, I can make Krishna and Arjuna myself, make this scene of the chariot and the mind and the reins and the analogy which is in the Bhagavad Gita. I think it's from Katha Upanishad, been quoted in the Bhagavad Gita, something of that sort. Second point that I want to talk about is yoga with Adriene. So this week I discovered I'm in yoga with Adriene. Adriene, I have subscribed I think years back because I used to watch her content earlier, but this week I revisited her. I was really feeling very stressed in the traps and shoulders, and because I sit in front of the computer all day long, my traps store a lot of tension, and this 10-minute up, back, shoulder, neck routine that she does, I've been doing this like in the morning and in the evening, and I won't say there is like instant relief out of it, but you feel a lot better. Like during this 10-minute session you get a lot of pops and stuff, and it feels like the tension is releasing in some way, and because it's only 10 minutes, it's like you can easily add it here and there wherever you want to. So this is like a nice addition to my schedule. The third thing is the Mogarts pack digital product journey. So yesterday, as I said, I decided not to go down the Endless Engines route and go into YouTube instead. So yesterday morning I was having this very strong desire. So what happens is, because I'm waking up at 3:30 and 4, the first 1 hour or so until I've gotten here to do my part for the Amrit Vela part, in the first 1 hour I get certain thoughts which are trying to communicate something very profound. This is what I feel, and the reason for that being that it's very quiet at the time, everyone's asleep. Of course, in my house nobody's asleep, but the outside world is asleep. In my house everyone is up at that time because the world is asleep and there's a lot of peace overall. The mind has certain thoughts which I feel need to be looked at from a different perspective as compared to the thoughts we look at during the day. Because during the day, there's a lot of other things that are asking for attention. But during that time, in the first 1 hour, there's nothing or no one craving for the mind's attention. So yesterday morning, I had this very deep urge to make a video, and I actually spent the entire day scripting for it yesterday. Premiere Pro is missing basic text animators, so I added them, right? And I spent the whole day yesterday making this script. So promise, problem, solution, After Effects comps, and I was trying to write down everything that I was doing, but then I realized it's not gonna be useful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a Mogart pack for ramp up opacity, which is based on characters, words, lines, plus ability to change duration and fade out time. Simple typewriter, horizontal position opacity, vertical position opacity, which is checkbox. Then flicker or tracking for cinematic titles and glitch text. So these 5 Mogarts I feel are extremely powerful for anyone who just wants to do professional looking text animations right inside Premiere Pro and not have to go to After Effects ever. So this I'm gonna be making available on my Gumroad, and this will be like a free pack which anyone can download. So the purpose of this video is gonna be, at the very start I'm gonna talk about this problem. I'm just going to talk about the solution first. Like at the very start of the beginning, I'm going to say these are the 5 things that you can do with this pack. Follow the link in the description. You'll go to my Gumroad page, download it there. This is how you install it inside Premiere Pro. There's a sequence that's running already in my Premiere project. This is how you drag those Mogarts in and you're good to go. Then if you're interested in learning how I made these inside After Effects, I'm going to go about showcasing the entire process of how I made these Mogarts yesterday, which are like complex After Effects projects, compositions with a lot of expressions and a lot of sliders and a lot of rigging happening, which is like my jam and kind of interesting thing. And I did like a screen record for the whole thing yesterday. Now this is a different form of tutorial, like a style of tutorial I'm trying to go for, where I initially record the whole process while I'm trying to figure it out. So it essentially cuts out one part. Like the last time what used to happen is with the creative workflow, I used to spend a significant amount of time trying to do research and figure out how something would happen, and then I would perform it live while recording, and that did have the benefit that I could just simply do a multicam edit and we were good to go. But the problem was that there was this additional phase of figuring out and then doing it again, which in contrast here what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to record the process, just let OBS keep going while I am figuring out. But then there is again an additional step in between where I have to edit that screen recording out, okay, and make like a refined version of it, because I have like, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours of footage now. So yeah, there is an additional step, but it's a lot more mechanical, so it's easily doable. I would say that at least. I have to make a refined version of it, and tomorrow morning when I'm recording the session, I'm just gonna be like, right now I'm reading things off of my Notion page. I am gonna be reading, or I'm gonna be just watching actually the refined screen recording, and I will be giving my commentary live as if I'm just talking to somebody. And that I feel is a much better approach to do it, because there's no pressure of performing live, and there's no pressure of if this is not working or whatever. So this is a new style of tutorials I'm trying to go for, which I'm going to stick to. I will, just for the sake of it, go through the days once to get an idea. 6th March 2023, consistently woke up at anywhere between 3:30 to 4 a.m. and by God's grace, Amrit Villa part has been going extremely well. I have been extremely consistent, and I hope that this continues in perpetuity. So woke up at 14:42, a new member got added to my team, so did an hour session with him, briefing about all the basics. Seems like a very promising kid. Let's hope he settles in well here. In other news, one member from the team is sick, so I need to work on a project of his along with that one character animation. So that day, on Monday, I did a lot of work for the full-time job. I think I rendered out around, I basically maxed out my performance. Rendered I think like 8 or 10 videos that day. Tuesday 7th March was holy. 15-16 need help processing things, so writing them down. The thing is simple: motion graphics and After Effects. Mind has been all over the place the entire day. Have not been able to concentrate on one concrete thing. Appears that it's not a crime to always be productive, always have every single aspect of your day figured, to the point that you're hypothetically moving on a path where nothing in the day could go wrong. Some days you just let things be, especially today since it's a holiday, so everyone is resting or having fun. That energy somewhat reverberates in the environment. The original plan was to figure out a YouTube scripting situation and start uploading consistently. Here's what I've realized: I need a niche like miniature 3D modeling plus animation inside Blender. The niche I had with Creative Workflows 2D motion graphics in After Effects, however, feels very forced to me now. This is the only reason why in the past 15 months, despite some efforts, I haven't been able to revive content. Yeah, so the niche I think now I'm trying to go for is Mogarts, and I'll soon start introducing scripting. So I don't want to go down that route where I on Pinterest I find some motion graphic that is done, and then I'm recreating that. I could occasionally do that just to add some variation, but I want to stick to this as a niche where Mogarts and scripting in After Effects, there is such a gap on YouTube. There is literally no content out there. Only content out there is from NT Productions and it's in English. So for Hindi, there is such a huge market gap that I can capture right now. It's unbelievable. There's literally a golden egg I'm sitting on and I'm not making use of it. Then 10-14 bought the human course, spent the maximum I could on this course. A strong feeling that this course will cover everything I need to get making my own 3D characters in Blender. Let's hope. Wednesday 3:45 a.m. Pai Sarabjit Singh Katha. Did yoga with Adriene. We went about this. It's a nice day. There isn't anything concrete on the full-time job. Yeah, so this is a little bit of progress I made on the human course following the first chapter, and I also did the second chapter as well. As I do more progress on this, I will just keep updating here on the vlog. 9th was Thursday, office day. Woke up at 4 a.m. and ate Maggie. Situation is very weird because I literally do not have any full-time job work. To make matters intense, even the team is relatively empty, so it is unlikely anything major is going to come my way. I tried to get the Mixamo Ninja. Day has been so insanely unproductive in terms of work. I literally feel like writing something down right now would be a productive thing to do. Like, and in somewhat a sensible way. There was a lot of things that went good too, actually. Spoke to a bunch of people, caught up with the founder on a bunch of things, made some small edits. So yeah, if you add all basic stuff, it's fine. But there's a productivity beast inside me which cannot have a zero appetite, needs to be fed. So Thursday was pretty much an unproductive day. Too many thoughts circling the mind during the part session due to unusually large amount of human interaction done in office yesterday. I've been thinking about this as actually part of practice and meditation. Okay, this is something important. I'm going to just quickly go through this. It's like a water purifier. This is an analogy. Okay, water purifier which is running in a muddy, dirty tank. Before it starts running, all the dirt is mixed in the water, so it appears like there is no dirt to begin with. It's just all sedimented down. But when the motor starts running first, all the dirt floats around the tank like crazy. It's very disturbing to watch. It's like agitated, it's all over the place. Similarly, the mind, when exposed to too many worldly activities, gets muddy and contaminated. Meditation, or reading the Nitnem part, is the process of turning the motor on. Just reading the path and mentally daydreaming in the thoughts is also not going to serve any purpose. The motor of meditation is effective only when you actively try to pivot your awareness away from those thoughts, daydreams, and to something more real. The words and or their meaning in case of Nitnem, or the breath in case of mindfulness practices. Eventually the motor has run long enough and all the dirt of the tank is cleared, leaving you feeling empty and fresh. Then there's this one thought I want to put out into the universe kind of thing. It would be great if I could make a custom Kindle device for just Nitnem part. This device would have physical buttons on the side that will move you chapters up or down, or pages up or down, however. Functionality to play music for those who find it difficult to read part in the beginning, like I do for specifically for the Savaiya part. It could switch languages from Hindi to Punjabi to English. Although the demand for this product is going to be extremely small, negligible even, the need for this product is absolutely immense in my opinion. There could also be a functionality where you can highlight a certain section of the part and it will open a window with an explanation of the verse with a YouTube link to a katha for more information. Woke up after 3 hours of nap. So this is one thing just right off I want to mention, is the fact that with my current schedule, waking up at 3:30 and then after up until 8:39, doing all those basic tasks and responsibilities, I have no strength left. Like right now, I've had a cup of coffee and still I am feeling like there's so much weight on my head that I just want to sleep. Usually I sleep by 9 and then I'm getting up at 12:30. So 3 hours of sleep, 3 hours of nap is not the best, because I end up feeling very stressed after that much long of a nap. So I want to try and restrict it to 1.5 hours to 2 hours in the coming week, so that I can at least get some things done. So I can work on a few episodes to refill the productivity tank. Here I have a call with the team at 2 p.m. Out of a 1.5 hour call with the team, addressed quite a few things. The rest of the day can be dedicated working on episodes. I don't want to leave everything for the end like we did last month. It gets unnecessarily stressful. This is about dad's work. Yesterday, 11th, real contemplation on putting out an episode of 5 Text. I talked about this whole thing yesterday and how I spent the whole day yesterday scripting things down. With Adriene on my screen, it's very distracting. God bless her. So that's all that I wanted to document in today's session. Hope I've covered everything, and I hope that next week when I see you, there is one YouTube video on the channel that will go out on Thursday, which is edited like I want it to be edited, beautifully scripted, and there's a Gumroad page active and everything is just moving forward. And I've made significant progress in character creation inside Blender. This is my hope. This is my prayer to God. Please help me in this. Thanks so much for being in the Khud. I will catch you next week. Peace.